They are trying to wear out the saints. No, they're not. They're actually doing it, family. Um, it has come to my attention. The very things I be thinking, soon after I think or ponder it, Abba makes it come forth, or it happens. I'll just be like, dang. I was just sitting here saying to myself, these incidents are happening a lot in 1 week. Then they're gonna start loading up within 1 day. Time seems like it's flying quicker than ever. Before you know it, it could be over in a wink of an eye. I have a video here um, by Ann Arbor, Michigan police. Let me catch my breath. Let me get a good position so I can keep my breath. Oh, child. Oh, Abba, in the mighty name of your son, Yeshaya, I pray before you right now that you help me and my people in these times, that we continue to keep our eye on you in the midst of this pain while we're in this birthing process. And these birth pains, these labor pains are more fierce than ever, Abba. To the point where sometimes you gotta take a deep breath. It's your breathing actually helps a mother when she's going through labor and we're dealing with pain. So I thank you, Father, for little simple things like that to remind us to breathe, to learn how to retain and store our energy, and to properly execute wisdom throughout this time of war. In the mighty name of your son, Yeshua, I give you glory, praise, and honor, and thank you for covering this stream and this gathering, my brothers and sisters. And I thank you, Father, that you will have all authority, all power, all dominion over any censorship or any nonsense. In the mighty name of Yeshua, so be it. Man, I'm really disgusted. So I have a police punch a woman in the face in Ann Arbor, Michigan. The man, you know what I honestly can say? The influence of us and our voices have saying we're fed up. I can see we're getting fed up, but it's like we not there yet, famous. Just get a little more fed up. Just get a little bit more fed up. Because all those people in the background of this video, you might have seen it. I'll play it. Just give me a second. They're talking about, whoa, when he punched her. It's like I'm hearing more guys than I would normally hear before. Just imagine, I just got done seeing, okay, hold on. Just hold on. Because see, some people getting it, some people not. So I just seen a video where folk is fighting the cops back. They're just like not doing it. Okay, hold on. See if I can find it. Oh, isn't that quite convenient? I can't go back in my phone and find the video all of a sudden. Well, this girl was in the background saying, yes, get them, get them, get them. Like, and see, the problem was it was young guys who was trying, but we're not going into war smart. So in other words, don't go into war. When the opportunity is presented to you, make sure you make the smartest, the most sharpest, the move when it says go, go. Like when you feel it, like do it, be it, like overcome that feeling, ride that. Yes, take that. Because in the video, with the people in this video I'm about to play for y'all in the background, they're basically like letting you know we will say something. We've always said something. Talk. That's after I'll get off of that person. But we ain't never push that cop off. Because every time my husband gets every time I see the video when I'm watching something in that video that our brother George Floyd was going through, he was going through that nasty pig on his neck, the execution of his life before our eyes. I just keep seeing myself pushing the cop off. I just keep seeing that in my mind. It's just, it's just the only way I can digest it. as if in my mind I feel that there would have been the understanding of what could have been, but it didn't turn out that way. Lo and behold, family, I was just saying to myself today as I was having my silent morning, I said, gee, seems like they're gonna try to overload us because they see there's some people that are rising up that said we'll be here, we'll do this, we'll do that. So they're thinking the same tactic I was trying to say. Rather than somebody all doing this, everybody just automatically mind transformed to be on deck and be ready where you at. Because there's not enough cops in every city area. So once after the city cops get dealt with and get merged, here comes their big brothers. Hey, you gonna help us out? They're gonna bring the army, the guards in and all that stuff. And then what do you have? Dun da da da, martial law. Against who? Because ain't nobody else fighting out about being oppressed. Ain't nobody else. All the crazy silly Americans was down there at the Capitol building complaining about in like I think LA and all them people with their guns and all that bullets and stuff, rioting against the fact that they had to be shut down for 2 or 3 months. They ain't got no real problems. So I'm about to put y'all on real quick. Check. Well, I ain't putting y'all on, but I'm sure y'all know what's going on. But I want y'all to hear this really quick. We sometimes, if you watch something, then try to listen to it. Like put your ears to it more. The guy comes with a camera to, okay. The guys come to, so the guy that's her defense, if you ain't seen the video, he looks a little, Shalom, Brother O'Keefe, right? Shalom. The brother that comes to her defense already, he came to the beach with boots on. He came to the pool. Okay, he went to Alaska with flip-flops. In other words, he arrived to the scene not ready. Because you got a phone in your hand and your hands are not ready and loose for the cause. They're coming to her in a posturous way. And America's attitude right now is, I don't care about you, whatever you want to call us. I'm not acknowledging those terms no more. You're not going to be derogatory towards me. What happened? He comes with a camera. While the whole time, before she starts getting punched in the face, what I observed was that he busy fighting with this cop over a phone, while this other one is fighting with her person, her body, the girl he's supposed to be protecting. Now, I don't know if this is his girlfriend or whoever, or he just an innocent bystander, could be a neighbor. I don't know. I don't know the depth of his relation to her and calls for him stepping up. But he's fighting with this other officer who's trying to tug his phone. Look. And here comes a. Put the link in the chat. All right. Oh, yeah, let me put the link in the chat. I was finding it hard to find, to be quite honest with you. Okay, let me go to my channel. Let's see if I can do. All right. Okay, share. Copy link. Go to my line. All right, let me see. Paste. Boom. There we go. All right. So let me go back to the video. You know, this is really pathetic, family, because he comes to the fight and the vehicle's on the driveway, blocking like the little sidewalk. And he's got his phone out. You can't, that's provoking capture, which means you're not really gonna get what you want, and he gonna either fight you for it. Hold on, let me start this over, family, and shut my mouth up. You're welcome, beloved.
Don't touch her. Don't fucking touch her. Don't touch her. Oh, shit.
Picked her up. We're trying to slam her. and punched her. Mad. She punched him bad. Rightfully so. Then another cop comes in. Then another cop comes in. Somebody else walks up and ain't do nothing. He's a little timid. Tasing. People got cars. I'm telling you, 4 cops think it's on. I'm on me. Look at this. See that? Just imagine. I have days in my mind I think of it. I don't want to seem like I'm living in fairy tale land, but I have just for my little escape of all this trauma. I don't just read the scriptures, but I go in my mind and I imagine these things they doing to us happening to them. I'll put a whole movie in my mind just to help me, because I feel like for those that are at this point saying the time is now, what are we waiting for? We're tired, sickening. I feel you. And for those that say, oh, we can't go without the Most High, we need to sit back, I feel you too. I respect and understand both sides. And I am not going to sit here and present myself to be anyway. At this point, I'm neutral. I know if the words say, love my brother as I love myself, I'm not going to let myself be the stumbling block to stop you from having life. If I could put myself on the line to help you. If we both go out together, then we've gained each other in the kingdom. And I know if the Most High knows that if I've done something, worthy of for another person's life, He will keep my family. Like, what is our real fears for? Like, what are our real doubts that we don't step up for one another in the face of these pigs? I want to show you evidence that they are indeed, in fact, pigs. I mean, if you don't believe me now, you finna see. Okay. I had here that was brought to me by this, not brought to me by, but brought to you if you know him. His name's Shirley King. And when you've been out drinking all night, I guess in a country way, is a little comedy clip with a Caucasian man lying with a pig. Let me put my screen resolution down. Hold on. See that, family? That's a whole Caucasian man laying with a pig. It's not. What more evidence do you need? Mommy, like, what more evidence do you need?
Mommy, can we popsicle?
Yeah, popsicle. Oh man, this is ridiculous, man. This is absolutely ridiculous. They punching us in the face. It's like you gotta put it on my side, like. There you go, baby. I'm starting to really think, honestly, my prayer last night was Psalms 43. Oh, praises. Psalms 43. You know, it's quite amazing after I had the video up that we did the lesson with Proverbs 24. It really was beginning, like, it was like the Most High saying to me, there's things that's about to happen. And if it was like his warning of what are you all going to do? I feel like people think they got wherever to prove themselves to the Most High, and whatever kind of test or accolade when they may feel, when there could be one test that you could fail that could be the end all. There's some mistakes you can't live past. There was a girl with a video, a sister out there with a video, and she was like, had a shirt on that looked something, like with them shirts they wearing. It's like a dress, but it's a shirt. And arm out, and she's crying, bless her heart. Like, she looked really panicky, about the fact that she was like, I recorded the video. I was 5 feet, or like 5 feet away from him, and I saw the whole time they did not care about him. They did not care. And I'm thinking, I ain't trying to be funny or mean or cruel, but why we care about anything you saying now, beloved? Like, you didn't do anything. People say, okay, I give them credit. They spoke up. They recorded it. Why nobody gave nobody else credit for the videos they put up? We don't need you to hand us just the problem and not be a part of the solutions. She's out there crying out, and it was like, one individual came over trying to rub her arm, and I'm like, I just would have been that one person would have said to me, honestly, sweetheart, there was something you guys could have done. Notice the female that was recording, the Caucasian female, that was his girlfriend. Again, the ones who really had to have those moments of recording. Yeah, you got a video, but what you didn't consider what could have happened in those 8 minutes? What else could have happened in those 8 minutes that no one else considered? Pinky toes. Some towing company pulling up in here. They ain't getting our stuff. Our stuff was paid for. But they probably turning it around because our driveway, a lot of people use our driveway to turn around. Welcome to my sisters. Oh yes, sister seeking y'all's truth. Sister Tahira, y'all Yisrael, yeah. She said she says I'm almost said okay. Yes, sis, I'm doing the same. I'm having thoughts in my mind as well as I'm here with y'all. But the one dude was on CNN crying too. What one dude, sis? I gotta catch up on everything that happened. Yeah. Let me tell you something, sisters. This cop punched her in the face. Let me tell you something. When the cops come from now on, when you see them, no more thinking about what I'm gonna do to try to preserve in this fight to still be where I'm at. You say where, like Esther. If I perish, I perish. Father, let me know. Father, if I go out, let me know. Not go out in vain. If I live, let me not live in vain. One of the recorders. Oh, like one of the hosts that was talking on CNN. Because Oven ain't give us no real confusion. He really did. But yeah, I just be thinking to myself, it's crazy how these last few days been going. Issachar even put up on a video, I think it was Issachar, that said, it's amazing what all happened in 1 week. Like all the different things that's been going on. And this sister getting punched in her face like this, they're going to try to make so many things happen to the point where nobody as a collective can come together about these issues because they're all being beat down in their own city. Like, let's just do a domino effect. I'm so grateful that there were some recent brothers and sisters who brought the video on Donald Trump saying, and a joking, I guess he was at a police ceremony or something like that, saying, when you used to put them in a car and you have their hand over their heads, we don't do that no more. He was trying to say, my making it great again is get away with the traditional way of being polite as a gentleman, treat them like a citizen, treat them not like citizens. So their chief commander has already given them the go-ahead. Their chief commander has given them the go-ahead. And guess what? Our chief commander has given us go-aheads. Our chief commander has given us, or who's the chief commander? It's the Most High, the Mashiach, and his word. That's the orders that we have. Why do you say our weapons are not carnal? Which means, a person who's talking about weaponry would not be talking to somebody who sits over here and just is a person who's in the kitchen. So if he knew all would read the scripture, would apply this to their life, and all would be qualified for the benefits to reap thereof with the faith, then you got to come as a soldier. You got to not just see the tactic now. There are some that are deliberately meant to stay back so that they can be in now and mentally be in other places too. Because you can't just see the picture of what it's telling you right now. You got to understand what is a part of the game. People say, we're playing chess. Do you really understand what we're playing, though? Can you call their next play? Because no evil for evil. Right. And that's the thing. You see, our defense mechanisms was taught to us to make, or brainwashed to us to make us feel like we were being evil. See, the intent of those who are the provokers rather than those who are just trying to live is two different things. So when the Most High say, fret not yourself for evil doers and not to do anything, and take not any wise to do any evil, he's saying evil. It's evil to plot and to go against and to do things, okay, to try to get back and take vengeance. But it's not evil to defend yourself, your home, and your family, and your nation. That's not evil. Somebody coming at you. I ain't saying you were saying that, sis. It's just people are afraid to defend things because they think that's evil. They said, don't do good for bad. But the scriptures say an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. The Most High said, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, for the 1, 2, 3 abominations, I will not turn away the thereof. You know what I'm saying? So even with the Creator, he thinks the same way. He never said, okay, well, I'll stop thinking on the term in the midst of my war. A tactic that helped me in so long ago that's been my go-to. I'm going to automatically change it and just everybody, okay, I'm fine. That's not smart. So every single person who witnessed somebody being brutalized like that and you didn't take no matters, I'm not saying, because we all witness it too. We're sitting home and witnessing it. But to a person who's out there on the front lines, you can't get hyped there down the road and say, you know what? I can't believe this. He did this. You shouldn't believe that you stood there and allowed it. I couldn't let nobody be choked out and killed in front. I saw one of my homegirls at my 21st birthday party at a bar that the Bloods had hosted for me. I was not a part of the Bloods, but they hosted it for me because my birthday cause was red and black. And it was some issue going on with one of the leaders and his girlfriend, and these bouncers had this girl choked up on the wall. I didn't sit there and let that happen. So I know within myself, I know for what I experienced within my own people, talking about black on black crime. When it was our black on black crime, I stepped in for my sisters as well then. So I know at this point, ain't no way. And like, honestly, I'm a little stunned, first of all, with Pastor Dow on some things because, well, I ain't really stunned. It's like the Most High showing everybody, he gonna show everybody what they made of and what they're capable of in this time. If he hasn't already, and if he ain't. There was a video he did a while ago, and I'm not trying to bash nobody. I'm being very dainty how I'm walking lately right now because there's so much pain right now in our community as our people, culture, community. We in a community, we larger than a community in our nation. They want us to think community. We are a nation. And he was saying how some Caucasians, redneck devils, came through with some white male he had in his car, or no, not in his car. Some Caucasians came by after he had a live stream. They got upset, came to his property, his area, okay, and said some nasty things. The other a Caucasian brother of his, he refers to as brother, got in the vehicle, a black truck, followed him. They damaged this truck. And I said to myself, you mean to tell me, man, all you men who have been in the military, and you have owned your homes. You should all have a place of refuge that there's some up above, way before you get to your own property. Somebody sitting like in a little high house that if anybody's coming in, they're notifying you what time it is. Because as soon as they come to his property, they just come through and do what they want. They shouldn't. All this mouth some people got, and then when the action time come, you don't see nothing. You see a video with him with the fella brother he called beside him saying, look what they did to his truck. On your property, they give you a nice little photographic memory or a nice little reminder that we'll do what we want around here. This and the third, and you're just a little compound by yourself. Like I just heard somebody say, they fear us in numbers. They fear us in numbers. Even if cops see like 45 men and it's 2, 3, 4 cars, they still gonna be in panic mode. They're panic mode when it's just you and it's about 5 cops on one person. I used to always say, Dad, do it really take all that? We used to always say, do it really take? But we wasn't seeing the other side of the message they were trying to show you, how much of a threat you are to them. And that's why I say to y'all, family, like when I saw that brother choke my sister up on that wall, I came through real smooth with it. Ducked through the crowd. They didn't make it known. Did my little move, ducked back out through the crowd. Snatched somebody's fitted off their head to cover up the thing and moved to the side. He didn't even know what hit him till a few moments later. That's how smooth it was. You ever been shanked and you ain't even know you stabbed? Well, that's what I'm telling you, sisters and brothers. You see how this officer had punched this woman in the face? What am I telling you all? If you're gonna be laid out and slaughtered, be like Nat Turner. Be the one that you gotta go out the way you gotta go out. Even peaceful Martin Luther King went out. Even though he was waking up in Annex, that's why they killed him. But everybody got to go out. What's up, baby girl? What's up, kids? Okay, I'll turn the camera. And so, yeah, that's what it is. People talking about, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? First of all, I ain't telling you too many of my audios on here. Second of all, I just heard that Donald Trump is supposed to be signing an executive order against all social media platform things. Like, remember that one video he had talking about, yeah, there's some people out here, they're causing us a problem. He was talking about people who are like black identities or whatever like that. He was saying stuff to us. Oh, they're finally seeing us now say we want to come together. Just put everything aside, come together. Now, conveniently, they want to shut the social media down. They're already been censoring. And they got everybody spooked. Some folks spooked too. You're on a list. You're an imaginary list. Oh, gee, by golly whiz. We all on a list. Most High got a list. The devil got a list. Government got a list. Heck, I got a list. What you mean you got a list, Hadassah? I got me a list. And I'm checking it twice. And ain't nobody on there that's been nice. She's talking about, she's got a hit list on live TV. I got a list. You can take it for whatever you want. But my list right here, like that one woman who went constantly before the judge, constantly goes before the judge. A petition. Y'all saw the one video I had. Got a bunch of questions. Well, guess what? I know who's going to answer them for me. Mosai going to answer some questions for me. Yes, he is. I'm just saying in our might and our strength with that. Oh, sis, I had no issue or anything where you were coming from. Whenever I see something, I speak to the issue that could deal with the general, if that applies for the general public or of our people. So say somebody say, I think that lipstick has not good because, you know, it tests on animals or something like that. It's, you know, whatever. I'll give up a reason, say a video, a general statement saying, hey, even people who may feel that way about lipstick, you could look into looking at lipsticks that don't have, that have natural products.
Mama, can you give me a blue puppy cake?
A blue puppy cake?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hold on. Yes, me and my son have a communication. No others know. Come on. That's right. You get a puppy cake. Here, no. And so, but he says, I was getting what you were saying. That's all I was saying. I was just trying to let it be known to the general public. You know, some people may need to hear that. Some people may hear you don't do evil for evil. You don't go out your way and start vandalizing. Now, what I didn't like about the riots was that they're destroying the buildings and stuff like that. Now, you have to think about it. It's a Dollar General. Who does that Dollar General benefit? It benefit y'all. Y'all the ones that's gonna need that store. That's what the mayor was saying too. Like, these things are essential. Like, and I know you can tell from the mayor, there's a group for cut of people, and I don't know if everybody has this ability to peep those kind of. They're probably the ones who have a lot of problems if they cannot figure these things out. They're the ones that like have a lot of problems. The kind of people that can't see what kind of person they are, and if they was to give a judgment, where it's gonna likely stand. And you can tell that the mayor is like, this is absolutely embarrassing, disgusting, and if we don't get this cleaned out, it's going to be some serious problems. Not only that, yeah, it's wrong. Okay, give him benefit if he's speaking on something he really agrees. Some people say they're not buying it. He's only been fired. He ain't been arrested. Guess what? The mayor's letting you know he's trying to be an example to certain people who's watching to see. I want you all to know how deep this crooked cop is connected without telling you, because he said, if I can have it in my power, I would have him convicted. In other words, he's saying to you, I'll trim his mouth. If the decision was up to me right now, his behind would be convicted. But I can't go over this or that or the third, because there's systems for systems. It's like a web to them. They created for these kind of things. When we're thinking, just make it simple, and it's not simple. I gotta get rid of this thing here. I gotta get rid of this. I want to know where this come from. So here this is, a little block thing my husband got me one day, and I guarantee you it was not for nobody's on Mother's Day. It was way before Mother's Day. He just popped and got this for me. Could have been something you got the clearance rack off of Dollar General. I looked at this thing here. Do y'all know, family? This is that same like symbol thing that's been going on with the Pizzagate situation. I think this symbol actually means boy lover. Can you believe that? Talking about best mom ever. But then you turn it, because I was thinking, I was like, okay, at first I was like, what is this? I didn't know what it was. But then it dawned on me, he knows I'm at my desk a lot, so I like little desk knickknacks. I'm like, okay, I can put my little flashcards on it. But I just started talking, and I look over, and I'm looking at it like, because see, there's a reason why I looked at it today. Saw a video with a tattoo Chris Brown just released, with some Jordan shoes on the side of his face. Right now, a lot of our people are making a big deal about the fact that he has some sneakers on the side of his face. It's our people laughing at the foolishness of our people. What everybody fails to look over was that it looked like something, without making that dent in there, it was a tattoo that looked something like this on the up there above the sneakers, and like the string was like going upward, but the end of the string was loose. Now, you know, honestly, I don't know about y'all, but whenever your shoestrings get at the ends loose like that, oh, it made me just because like somebody chewed on the little plastic part that goes around it, and them kind of shoes you don't really want to wear anymore. So I'm trying to figure out, why would a celebrity want to have a sneaker that's supposed to look nice as art on his face with a string that was directly going up his face towards this image, which was like the symbol that was on his face. Oh, it was an old tattoo, because you could tell the difference of, mind you, they weren't working on that. It was old. They were working on the sneakers, and the rope went up, but nobody. I saw somebody's interview where a particular someone, I ain't name dropping, but they was like, yeah, that symbol mean boy lover, and he just had a whole baby boy. And I don't think him and the chick is together. It just says the girl that's his ex. And that's just, you know, he's already shown us what he's did with Rihanna. So he will be a woman. Hair dying blonde and hair smooth like he wanted to be in the Pretty Ricky days, or tattoos all over the place. Like these people are demonic. These people are demonic. There's more things going on right now. There's a lot of things going on. We got wicked people being dealt with and judged for their wickedness, and a large sex ring, particularly around children. We got, first and foremost, the suffering and continuous suffering of our people. We got, what else? Them asking this little silly campaign nonsense about our votes, but our very lives don't even matter to y'all. Y'all want us to vote and come in our communities, but y'all politicians don't even speak up if one of us die. What if I died on the way to your vote for you one day? Oh, that vote don't matter then. Better hope good as dead. Yeah, beloved. When I say eye for eye, that's not me doing evil. Because think about it, I don't have time to do evil. If you come over me and smack me in my face, and reflex caught you right back. You run up my house, you got blown your head off because you ran up my house. You run up in here, you acid just makes your whole body disappear. You like cop run up on, and even if I see a cop, like if I hear about a scene, something going down, whatever. Abba's will be done. I ain't saying it. I'm gonna just be like, Abba's will be done at that moment. Abba's will be done. Like, I woke up this rise and I was getting ready to read about Samson's revenge. And let me tell you something. Samson was one man. And I said, as I was reading this, I said, Father, if you made Samson, I know you made Samson for this and you built him for that. He had a man of strength. I said, but Father, I know with my strength and my faith in you, not my strength, excuse me. I know with my faith like my strength and my faith in him, I could take this city out. With my father's faith, I trust him enough to know that this city ain't nothing for me. This ain't even a city though. It's just a little town with a few little Confederate flags all out and dispersed here and there. Oh, is she planning something? I don't have to do nothing. My father's going to do everything. He's going to make sure everything's taken care of. He put everybody in such a place. You just ask the Father where you're at, where he puts you at. Say, Father, wherever you put me at, activate my acknowledgement to where I'm supposed to be and what time for such a time as where I am. Make sure I'm able to fully be activated and do what I'm supposed to do at the time I'm supposed to be. And if I was supposed to ever do something before and I wasn't there, I repent and confess for those sins. Because I know a lot of people that say they're gonna make some visits on down there. That's what they want to do. They want to scatter us abroad. I mean, they want to have us going helter skelter, like. Well, all you gotta do is just be right where you at. Something go down, you on deck. This video with this man recording this whole incident. All you had, if you knew you was going over here, my advice to people out here in the world. If you know you're gonna put your body on the line and have to be able to fight, be capable. Make sure your pants is sealed around your waist. Make sure you ain't got no shoes that you might be like, oh my gosh, you might have my shoes. Just be suited and booted, like every day. Wake up and think this might be a day I might have to go. I might have to dig up in somebody's. I'm not trying to be funny, but a lot of our sisters, you know how we do. If you ever we have gatherings in our hood, they have a little basketball competitions in the summer. And you might have an issue with somebody over the little internet thing last night. You hear she gonna be down there. You make sure you have your tennis shoes tied around your neck. You have your hair wrap thing. Everybody get the Vaseline. So how about we put our mind together in ways to know whenever it's time, we'll never know. We'll never be able to plan for these things. You can't have an agenda because, see, America is so used to having an agenda. The damn, what do they call them? And this will happen here. And they're so used to saying, and cut, and go, and cut, and stop, and cut, and dynamite. But they're not the ones in control no more. Tried to fight the man because he didn't want to have a camera, which means I deliberately am going to do something where I don't want this camera to see. So me as a person, as an opponent on the other side, would have said, let me toss this camera, which seems to be this intrusive object of the problem, and fight with this devil before they take me and her life out. While you holding on to a phone, what good is a phone if you're behind gets shot? Okay, it might provide us some film. Yeah, that's nice. But wouldn't you like to be on earth longer? I'm talking about they was moving that sister. She was like, pop, pop. People, don't just focus on head body. If they got them up against your body, you focus on the everything that's right there at your access. It's right there. You don't know what these elbows can do? My husband was saying when he had him on his knee on his neck like this, he was like, why he ain't moving his neck? I'm thinking, what was he going to do? Scrape his face on the street? That type of tactic before he got full advantage would have worked in another place at another situation. But all I'm saying is if you ever in a predicament, because I noticed from the riots, they're shooting out bullets. They have plastic bullets. And I said, something's not right here. It's like they're giving pacifiers now. They want to control the level of the riot. We knew y'all was going to be mad after this happened. So because we saw a lot of Caucasians out there within the riot, I saw a good amount. Probably was the ones doing majority of the destruction were rat, because they just don't care. They look for a reason and an excuse to just tear something up. They just okay. So they want to complain, trying to make mentions just because the mayor seemed so concerned yesterday about. He showed a great, like I think to some extent, level of concern for George Floyd, and it looked like he was very ashamed. And you had little people in the crowd asking questions like, "Well, did you hear about the fires? Like, what's your opinion on that? What's your opinion on that? How do you feel about that? About what do you say to the homeowners and the businesses? In other words, what are you saying to the privileged ones? We know you care about the poor. I mean, the blacks and minorities, but what about us?" That's the little snares and slants. That's the little undertones that the little preppy ones is doing right in our face, and we don't even see it because we so busy just looking at the bigger picture. Like when they're having those little press conference meetings, listen to the manner of how their questions are, and you'll be able to learn their codes while they're so busy watching us. Then they were saying, so can you explain to me how when they were questioning and were discussing the riots last night, their questionings to the mayor and that little interview thing that went live, I guess, or whatever, was basically say, hey, over the crowd, what type of resources do you need? Martial law. Okay. Martial. Okay. Why didn't he say if we'd have had resources before this whole death happened? He didn't say before we grievously lost George Floyd. Listen, this was starting made me look at him, the mayor, a little different. That's okay. Just at first, I thought you could have showed some concern, but now I'm seeing your talk of code, which y'all always seem to show me. And the other one says, a reporter, an interviewer, person, journalist goes, yeah, well, so suppose you mean to tell me like you guys, of all your police force, you guys like had nothing, like you guys had no defense. You know who says these? You know, okay, every nation has those warrior ones and those punk ones. It's actually necessary to balance the nation out. Everybody can't be warriors because if there were every man going to war, there'd be none to procreate with. So those men serve a purpose too. Not that the ones who go to war are not going to procreate, but anyway, the point of the matter is it balances the nation out. So the ones in Edom's nation that are punks, they normally the ones are the brains behind the operation of the tyrants. So they're acting from the way where that most of us ain't gonna be able to understand. What do you like if a person calls a watch and the police didn't get the person telling, like, you mean to tell me that person got away? Well, how do we do with this in another way? How does this not happen again? They were discussing how many days do we have to martial law come? Okay. And because the homeowners and businesses are now being disturbed. This is the problem with our people when they start acting out and protesting what they call violently, that ends up hindering us in the long run. Because another reason why businesses don't want to come into our communities, they know that people are oppressed and angry there. They're going to suffer the higher rate of fear that being what they say broken robbing. Well, simply because you're able to come in my neighborhood instead of shut and eat and grind and get and feed your family all the way wherever you are, but I can't. So that's the reason for that aggression and anger if you're feeling a little confused. But I just find it quite strange. All this stuff that's going on Earth, everything is happening all at once. Yet they said while she was on the ground, they tried to do CPR on her. But while George Floyd was asked, can I breathe? A simple release off of him wasn't able to get. But now we're supposed to see you give CPR to someone you obviously, you see, family, like the mayor and them and the governor, all them, they think they're sick, like, they're really all on one. We've been new. They were all on one accord. But I'm seeing how everybody's playing their role in it. It's just interesting. Like I'm sitting in the room to watch. Okay, this is how you feel. Okay. Because that interview that I watched, hold on. They think these are going to be stories. Okay, we killed her, we shot her, but by tomorrow there'll be a new story. They'll get over it. By this, they'll get over it. By that, and the dragon was raw and sought to make war with the woman, the remnant of her seed. I'm getting rid of this filthy thing. I can't look at that no more. That thing whole disgusts me because it was funny because before I came into the truth, I was already looking into the piece of cake thing. That just really pissed me off. Like that really, really boiled my blood to get to the point where I want to take action. And it's coming out now. It's like people putting out more recent videos on it. It's quite refreshing to see that vengeance is being done. I was gonna get.
Go. She doesn't want to be seen by the camera.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to find something. I'm trying to find this video with the mayor. Okay, Minneapolis police give update. I just want to play this really quick. I want you guys to hear what I'm saying, so I'm just giving, and he said, and she said, and he said. So it's saying our mind. Yes, sis, that's why without my most high on my.
What we've seen
That is how people are afraid to
over the
defend
last
themselves
2
and
days.
Exactly, they are. It's just
The emotion,
like
written
to attack and
conflict
arrest anyone they like.
over
Exactly.
last night is the result of so much built up anger and sadness.
Shalom, Brother Jay.
Anger and sadness
Exactly.
has been ingrained in our black
Yes,
community,
it
not just because of 5 minutes of horror, but 400 years. If you're feeling that sadness and that anger, it's not only understandable, it's right. It's a reflection.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna definitely get on the Skip and Shannon discussion in regards to this incident as well because I wasn't too pressed with Skip. I'm sorry. I wasn't too pressed with Skip.
Of the truth that our black community has lived. While not from lived experience, that sadness must also be understood by our non-black communities. To ignore it, to toss it out, would be to ignore the values we all claim to have, that are all the more important during a time of crisis. I believe in Minneapolis.
I'm trying to get to that point. I'm gonna get to the questions. That's where it's at. Cause
I love
and then
Minneapolis.
hold on, let me adjust this one
And
too.
so I know
I know.
that there is currently a deficit of hope.
Before you see that, close your eyes.
And as I wear this uniform before you, I know that this department
Do that sound like a
contributed
black
to that
man to
deficit
you?
of hope, but I will not allow to continue to increase that deficit by re-traumatizing those folks
Okay,
in our community.
get this funny fellow out
I am
of here.
committed to making sure that we restore.
Okay, on down to the
the
questions.
same thing. I do.
Cause I don't got time.
Expenses
Ugh.
that are,
I can't take ours to sound like them. I can't. I know every now and then I might go in what they say a white girl voice because I adapt to what places I lived.
But this
But
sort of
dang,
calls
bro.
the question of how much we do need assistance from the federal and state government now.
How much we do need assistance from the federal and state government. He ain't talking about assist. Okay, so let's talk about what's being appropriate here. Police officers kill a man who's elderly and fell because we see the videos are now showing us that they fell because there was a breakage and the woman didn't I guess this girl didn't record to what she could. She was the one that had the short hair, the white girl with the glasses. Okay. When you see another view from another angle the store gave, it showed he fell. That's why he was laying there by the end of the cop car. He fell there. They fell with him. They got themselves up but they didn't get him up. Mind you, they was walking him. Supposed to be, once that you handcuffed him, you were supposed to be ambulatorily assisting him. But when he fell, you fell down with him and got up and did that from there. Matter of fact, you thought to put your knee on his head and just said, we weren't trying to get you to the car. We were trying to kill you after all. They're trying to say, every time they mention this whole situation, they go, the subject, because of forgery. And I'm like, first of all, he's not a subject. There is no case because the man's been killed. There wasn't even a report to bring. Even the reports they have, they said didn't even mention he had his knee in his neck. So the report didn't mention what did happen. But y'all trying to act like it's been a charge or anything that went down to court for you to even be addressing it as a case for some allegedly, but never hear the word allegedly. He had did some investment or something like that for a fake $10 bill. I've had money before. I looked at my own stuff and I was suspicious of. Didn't know where it came from, but I was like, oh, snap. I prayed, like, Father, I pray, I don't know, penalties come down on me. Because let me tell you something. Every time they do it, every time they check the money in front of me, I look at them in their face and be like, you act like I fart money out. Stupid. Majority of the ones that do that kind of crime stuff be them white women that's doing that. Foreigners or somebody, not foreigners, like our people, foreigners, but somebody that's trying to get by while they here. Because my one neighbor used to do that mess. And she thought she was way better than the black people. She thought she was better than us. Want to ask me for some money because she make a copy and all this and all that. My silly behind didn't know what she wanted for, but something in my spirit said, tell you ain't got it. I said, I ain't got it. Sure. Well, something to think about. That's great. Just had a son too. Wow. And let me tell you something. Protect that child. Exactly. Hold on. Let me go back up some. Let me see what's going on up here. Yes, y'all had me cracking up when she said chewing on a shoestring. Oh, it makes me do like this. It's like somebody scratching chalk on the board. It makes me do like this. It makes everything I hear like really tight. Like, you know, you get some sour. That's what that means. All right. Vengeance is not ours. No, we don't take and see that's not the place I'm coming from. She said, okay, wait a minute, hold on. I think that type of scriptures could become controversial because all you really see was our people righteously taking vengeance. I asked my husband this morning when they took Lot, when they kidnapped Lot, some people, Abraham did what he do, like to get Lot back. And it was counted righteousness unto him. You know? Okay. Because you know, but ain't good. But okay. For no, okay. Wait, no, foolishness of the world. She said, okay, foolishness of the world. She said, no weapon. Foolishness of the world. Yes, like Esther. Okay. What you mean? You saying no weapon formed against us shall prosper? Foolishness. Oh, you saying weapons are foolishness of the world, beloved? Okay. Is it all? It's all in Torah. We just need prayer and that I will keep us like we in Goshen. Vengeance is not ours, defense. It sure does. Okay, not for now. I'm just saying in our might and our strength without Yah. Wait a minute. You started off, Sister here. You said no evil for evil. No weapon, foolishness of the world. So you're saying no evilness, no weapons, and no foolishness of the world. Okay, and then you say vengeance is not ours, and you're saying defense. So you're basically saying don't use weapons, don't take vengeance, don't. It's all belongs to the Most High. What you're saying? I'm just saying. You're saying don't do all those things in our might and strength without Yah, right? Well, my head's hurting. I gotta guard this radiation. I need to get some shades too. So I'm not looking at the camera too much. Because I know when I turn this way is let me lean back some. Okay, just saying. Yeah, she said without him, that's is our people are for. Okay, yeah, exactly they are. I'm sorry if I'm taking too long catching up. The Most High put the fear of us among the nations. That's right. The fear on us is actually tied to sin. When you get to a place where you're confident in the Most High, your confidence comes from no. I don't believe he's going to be there for me. I know he's there for me. People who are fearful are tied to basically those who are shameful, which are tied to those who are sin. Because the word said, therefore, there is no condemnation. That you will be not ashamed on his day, you know. Okay. So we work hard to be non-threatening, right? They see a group of us and we have to disperse to keep the peace, right? Like we supposed to be fleeing 7 ways when they supposed to be fleeing 7 ways. The Most High put right there. It's gonna take my woman. Okay, that part. If someone attack me or mine or anybody that's not mine, and I'm walking by and see, I'm putting that out there too. We need praise and y'all is our confidence chewing his shoestrings, right? Matthew 24, exactly. Matthew 24, right? That boy love stuff is connected to. I know it's wicked, yo. And what's crazy is all I was noticing too was that Chris Brown and the girl that he had the baby with, they're giving us a lot of side profile. They're trying to tell a message through side profile. Like all their pictures are like side profile, like as if they're royalty, like they really an empire or something like this. And this man ain't even, first of all, you not having children out of respectful foundation. You having baby mamas. That's just one. Then you beat up on the only melanated beautiful one you had. That's 2. Now 3, you're sitting here preparing the ones who use the signal, hey, baby for sale. That's all he really doing with that tattoo he had. He just got on his face with that shoe and the string looking like it's hanging. The wicked ones are smudging all their wickedness in our face. And I'm really like, I said yesterday, Abba, I cried this morning, I cried yesterday. My husband's like, hey, I hate seeing you like this. What you want me to do? I'm like, hey. And I was watching that video when our people was fighting back, like when the cops came. The girl, it was a sister in the background, like, yeah, get them, like, get them, go low, go high. I'm like, yes, that part. Because y'all, as a people, we all know how we used to be reckless to each other. You would think about how many lives of people we would have had with us today if we would have never, ever had a thought to lift a hand against our brother and sister. If we would have just always loved each other. We mad they don't love us because they say, but we don't love each other. And like the one ox, he was like, listen, white people, y'all want to help us, that's fine. But we're not going to be too easy to trust y'all because y'all always got infiltrators going on. And then, like I said, that's another reason why they probably did them little plastic bullets, because it was a lot of Caucasians out there. They didn't want to risk getting there. What an idea! Just like on the Lion Kings too, when the mom or the one lady was teaching Kofu to get ready for try to attempt to take the pride. This is what they do. They try to groom their little children up to come amongst us and take over. Come on and bring your children. Because guess what? What you think is going to affect us? Most are going to make them be the one catch the bullet. Or whatever the case may be. Not even if they heart genuine. Because I'm not going to hold y'all. Like I got a sister, not a sister, but a friend of our family. Because I have people that are Caucasian and are friends. But we don't really talk like that as we used to. But right after I did the video yesterday, I think I tried to upload this and it wouldn't load. I don't know if it did or not. But she said to me, yo, did you hear about what happened with the guy minister? I said, I know, she didn't know I did the video because I don't really, not everybody know my channel like that. She goes, because she lives right across the street from a person with a Confederate flag. I ain't scared of him, but I'll just be thinking about some stuff about that, just taking heed. And she goes, I really am ashamed to be American. She said, I'm so embarrassed. I said, wow, this is not prophecy coming forward. Then when I watched this rising on Scanning and Skip said, honestly, can say, I'm embarrassed to be an American. So why would you say, oh, that's you don't really care for him? Well, the first few things that what Skip said was everything you saying right now is so hard to hear. He said, I'm trying to process it all. I hear Caucasians say, I'm trying to process a lot, right? They're always trying to process. Like there's stuff that they created that's always in that stuck mode. It's like them when you catch them or when you put them, when you want them to to face the facts and hear the music and look at reality, they want to pull this, I'm trying to process a mental illness. I don't understand. I'm sorry. Like they give you everything, but we mess up as a people. Shannon said there was a white woman he was friends with for 20 years. He said 20 years, right? And he was talking about what was going on with our brother George Floyd, how he left here. And she goes to say, oh, that's not compared to how many white people died from cops. And I'm thinking, how could that even be a possible argument? I've never heard a white person say, oh, well, you know, yeah, people, black folk getting shot. Well, it's not compared to our. That wouldn't even be an argument where nobody can even think to say something like this. He said, could you believe this for trying? And I'm listening to Shannon. I'm like, Shannon, you're the only one that needs to believe it. He doesn't need to believe it. See, Skip's not affected by your old granny neighbor who let you know how they feel. It's sad to me because as just as real as we have to deal and process, we don't get an option to say, I can't process. I can't deal with it. I can't just let me call my lawyer. Like, we can't do that kind of stuff. We deal with it when the music, when as soon as it hit the fan, we deal with it. Y'all can't expect nobody else to think that y'all can get out of these type of things so easily. Like, just like we have to suffer and go through this, y'all have to process it. And another part of that processing that gets even harder for you is that you're going to have to go through it. And as I saw that devil's neck on our knee on his neck, I saw this was America for anybody who don't get it yet. For you to see, we not letting up off you, even if you tell me I can't breathe. Twice have I heard this. Do we need to ring any bells? Eric Garner, he said, I can't breathe. That goes to show us from that time, you mean tell us we fell asleep and didn't do nothing then? Yeah. I was like, y'all think y'all mad? Y'all think y'all hurt? Y'all obviously wasn't that concerned. I was like, was trying to get y'all attention. How much more needs to do y'all go through? Do they go through captivity in vain? Do they suffer in vain? How much you can't process, I can't handle it. I can't do it. You're going to have to do it. So, whenever they try to express with us their manners of how messed up they are, they try to do it the most comfortable way. I can't never see them it's uncomfortable to watch. It's actually uncomfortable for me to watch you say how messed up you are. That's how messed up it is. That's how much of a good people we are. That we'll actually watch somebody be choked out, suppressed of air, and say, I can't believe it. So you mean to tell me if the Mashiach came down, ascended from the earth, you would be the type to say, I can't believe it? I ain't trying to beat up the people that was there. I mean, I don't have nobody to beat up on my people right now. I'm just angry. And I just feel like we got to stop being putty cats out here. Die for a cause or live in vain. Like, I'm not saying you got to go out your way and just someone like, okay, I'm a mom of two people. Like, your cause, let it be appropriate to where you are. I'm not going to tell some sisters and single mothers to go out here and jump in a parade and risk your life and leave your children homeless. Because let us not forget. Well, there are people out there rioting. I'm sure a lot of them have children. Where were their children at? Then it just takes the good old-fashioned kidnappers who want to come over here and snatch up some organs and babies. So make sure even in your fight, if you're a mom and you're by yourself and you're being attacked and you got a child there, even when you approach a place, know its exits. Look at the fire things in buildings you go to. Like, really look at them when you're on an elevator, or like know your way around the place. Make sure your child knows. Hey, if something was to happen, or this building, or if a natural something was to happen, You're going to do this, that, and the third. I really want my brothers and sisters' minds to think like you're, to come to a soldier mindset. That like you're living in survival. Like, don't put all your faith in a bug out bag. Like, let you know what else can you rely on. You can rely on your body. You can rely on your strength. So don't have a bag that's just so heavy you can't even run. Knocking your speed down and your strength. So yeah. Wow, something to think about. That's crazy. Just had a song too. Wow. Oh, congratulations. Oh, you talking about Chris Brown? Okay, well, see how that's the thing I want to say to you, beloved. See, on that note, it's unfortunate because it's a little baby. It goes, cool, and all that cute stuff. Dainty little innocent things. But unfortunately, I was not going to avenge for this child when the parents are willingly sacrificing. He didn't do it for us. He said, do they offer their children to Moloch? Like, I mean, to these other guys, like they whatever them names is, I don't care. Like, and so he laid down with that woman. I don't know what she is. We already know he hates black women too. So he went on down there, got him a baby mama, got a little boy. Now he's giving side signals like, you catch this? I got mine ready. He been had that sick tattoo of that triangle, but just got the sneak, which means I'm initiated, but this is my sacrifice. So you might need to do a new one, I guess. And then I begin to say, okay, well, if he's doing this nastily, how many other ones did things that we missed? And I said, well, let me look up and see celebrity tattoos of their babies and see any more symbols in there. So now they're doing things with flowers, using flowers for symbolism. It's just so sick. It's just so sad. A headache. Yeah, that's why we had to pray and commune with all about what's going on so we'll cover, protect, and prepare us. What just says a pandemic will bring on martial law to, yeah. The government want a reason to bring on more. Yeah, they do, because it's about to get hot. They know how long it's been. Look at this family. Like, they really trying to get us. They're trying to, like, provoke us. Like, want to fight. Like, they're being that traditional white with the gap tooth. Not the kind of white with a gap, but I just imagine a little white kid, Johnny, with his hair comes out, like blonde over his hair, with the little, like, alfalfa porky porks. Yeah. Want to pick you and try to take your lunch money and all that. That's what they doing. Trying to treat us like we the new kid on the block, and they gonna take our lunch money. I ain't taking my lunch money. And I can't talk proud. Forgive me, because I don't know what I could come up against that I would have any control within myself getting out of it. I'm not my maker. But from what I can say, being aware is that it don't make no kind of sense to live with yourself knowing you let somebody die in front of your face and you ain't do nothing. Like, that's not a good, shalom, my brother Selah. It's not a good feeling to deal with, because you got to deal with the fact that you're going to be whining and moaning that I seen him die and I did nothing. Like, I was at the scene and I didn't do nothing. And like I was trying to get to before I was diverted. If you're a sister or you're elderly or you're someone disabled or whatever, you're doing something, doesn't have to be in a form of fighting physically. You're doing something. You can simply say, I'm going to fast and pray for some people who are not awoke to be loose from the bounds of wickedness. Let my prayers and my suffering and fasting be on the behalf of the brothers and sisters. That's what the high priest Mashiach is doing for us. He's been atoning for. That one offering he atoned. He's made an atonement for us. Not that we can continue to act the fool, or do what we want and go and act what we want. But it's like, hey, we gotta understand that's what bearing the infirmities of the weak, it's all about, like picking up somebody's load. So just to say, like, I'm not saying people are just sitting there watching, oh, you're cowards, you're not doing nothing. But oh, she could have prayed. So why are you saying she didn't do nothing? No. A coward is a person. You can tell, like, y'all, the dude sitting there talking about something. You doing that one Chinese or something move on the dude. Don't you think you sick? You know what you're doing? I know that move too. You would put your hand on me like that. I'd knock both of y'all to. You'll knock them both out, but you ain't knocking them both out though, bro. What are you saying? 4 officers, I don't know how many people there and how many other ones that was watching from inside the building. And mind you, the grocery store ought to be ashamed of themselves. Ought to be ashamed of themselves. Why? If it was a $10 bill or a $20 bill or even a $50 bill, granted, I'll go high up to a $100 bill. What was he trying to get? Food. You can see the brother. He had a beater on that was looking kind of loose. He barely had a stable walk, even when he had the cuffs on. He had like a limp or a drag with his leg. He represent that poor man that the wicked that the wicked rich man don't want to lend to the beggar outside his door, outside his gates. That's what he represent. And the rich man with the cop with his knee on his neck, it's like, I'd rather bomb the Twin Towers up rather than to cut the check. Temper tantrum Timmy, rather go up into some community and poison some water like Flint, Michigan. They think this stuff is a game. My heart, it's hard, going to be hard, and it's becoming harder every day to see my sleep brothers and sisters volunteer their slaughtership to boost the confidence upon those wicked ones that think that they can come to us like that. But what I will say is that even if you're a person, there could be 2-3 people out there with the confidence on them. Everybody within them, ones who could have confidence. If somebody just make the first move, I'm gonna go. Be that first move person. Be that first move person. Like, you'll probably, if you feel like you ain't ever done nothing, like you're bored or whatever like that, you might could get out by being a hero the easier than what you think you stick around for. Like a person that'll say, I ain't doing nothing. Like suppose the Deep Blue Sea or like a movement where everybody's on the ship and everybody got to do something crazy to help contribute to the survival of them all. Then when the one lazy person's time comes, they're like, I ain't doing nothing. I ain't doing nothing. Well, guess what? You want to stick around and make everybody else do it. And when they die, you stuck on the boat. You ain't never learned from none of the ones who survived on how to survive. And so there's a lot of tension right now with us as a people in mourning. What do? We fight back. We shouldn't fight back. We wait. We're now at each other on our views on how to even handle it. And it's more cameras than action, more arguments than solutions, more opinions than facts. When all you got to do is wake up every day and go to sleep every night like a soldier. Train your household and everybody that you see. Don't take for granted our moments on the earth. And everybody know the severity of, as a Black people, how we need to stand. Get creative. Y'all, man, if I could hand a little piece of my thoughts to people that are very beneficial and help me down the road, I really would. I really would love to. Get creative. Get yourselves cameras in your house so your hands and on your house and around your buildings so that your hands can be free for extracurricular activities. Hands-on program. Okay. I'm talking about having the cameras facing your drive, your where you park your car at, mailbox, whatever the case may be. Now that at this point, it's gonna come to a point where if a white person see a Black person, it's gonna be automatic like gunfire. I'm telling you, it's coming to that point where it's gonna be like that because it not a random white person, but it's really about to get because folk gonna stop taking Jacob our sufferings for vain. I was doing a little study with myself today earlier on. Let me go get got any Bibles in here? It's doing that bit. I don't feel like moving, but I was doing a little study on Jacob's 4 women he brought forth life into, but because I want to get another perspective of it. I had Jacob. It was a little chart I made, and I was looking at different tribes, and when Rachel and Leah named them, and I was looking really close at the names and what they meant. I want to share something with y'all really quick. Let me get this paper. Oh gosh. So I wrote down Laban gave Jacob, basically inherit. It's like my note study was saying, basically Laban giving inheritance to Jacob, because as I was thinking this, I said this is probably where the understanding of a man, the father, supposed to be responsible. But I'm going to get y'all to see something real quick in the names of the tribe, patriarch tribe. So Reuben, she said, surely the Most High see my affliction. And it's like if you read other names together, you can see this, what I'm saying. Or you can get the picture of how it's talking about now. Even the names of the tribes talk about us as a people, what we go through. Simeon, the Most High have heard I was hated. So the Most High seeing the affliction is hearing the hatred. Okay, Levi, due to the 3rd son, she said that my husband will and I will be joined. So saying 3 basically represents a tight cord, right? Being in agreement. Then her 4th son, okay, which was Judah, and she says, it meant that I will praise Ahiah. I will praise Ahiah. So some say Hua, but if they said LRD in some Bibles, but I said, now will I praise. Yeah, I will. Now will I praise. So his name means, I will praise. All right. Rachel. Okay, so Rachel used Bilhah as her womb bearer, like Sarah, you see. Okay, we know she told Rachel and Jacob. She told Jacob, hey, take on my concubine, which was Bilhah. Okay. And people gotta really see this, because I've never really seen it be breaking down this way. And this is why sometimes as a people we're divided, because first of all, look at how the tribes were brought forth. You got to see the strife in just the house alone. It's like a Maury type thing going on with the sisters. But what these women are saying was forming like the destiny. It's like the power that a woman does have. Our strength is not really in her physical. Her strength is really in wisdom and in her counsel. If she could become fire, but the most thing that I believe he made us for was to be, counselors and influencers of positivity and keeping things on the verbal correct. Like in that video when they were fighting back, this is saying, yes, get him. I bet you every time they heard her say, get him, they were like, yay, because it's our women we got to protect, is what the man's thinking. It's those that bear us up and keep, not just bear us, but it's like those that we go home to that cook for us, that keep us. Like we thinking as a one. And so Rachel brought forth Dan. It says, and she said, Rachel named him this because the Most High have judged her. Now, it seems that Rachel might assume that she was being judged because Jacob favored her. If we got common sense, we could read through this and say, though it says that's what she was saying, did that mean it was righteously correct or it was true? Not necessarily. Because, Rachel, nobody told you to do that. You didn't say nowhere in here that Rachel prayed to the Father on how to handle her barrenness. Or till later, she tells, Jacob to pray and inquire for a child. And she bears, the twins. But when I saw this, and she says, the Most High judged me and approved my request. I mean, I wrote that for my notes, but the Most High judged and he had granted me. And you think about Dan and how that was a tribe that got in the way down the road. Naphtali with great, and this is where I got real heavy. And not only did I get heavy, but I noticed I was watching right here was the depths of Naphtali's name began to stick with me. Allah gave me like a high vibration there to understand where we are with using the names of the tribes. And then I was watching something on the news today, and they said something, Naphtali. I said, Abba, are you trying to get my attention? Yeah, it says, with great wrestlings, I overcame. With great wrestlings, I overcame my sister and prevailed. So it's like, remember, it says Jacob and Esau wrestled in the womb, right? Here, Naphtali's name simply was saying how Rachel was wrestling with Leah to bring forth life. Leah was the first mother that was bringing forth life to the tribes. But here, Rachel, was and her heart felt like I belong to him because after all, he wanted me first anyway. So there's some contention going on there. But Abba did not like the fact that how he was seeing Leah being treated. So there's stories in these names. So with Naphtali, she said, with great wrestlings, with great wrestling. Let me go to it. It's Genesis chapter 29. What's going on up in there?
I have problems with smelling something disgusting. I'll throw it immediately. So, yeah. I'm trying to make toast and I'm trying to make toast and they're disgusting.
Oh, no, you better stop playing. That's what it is. So. This is oatmeal toast, son. You know it's got oatmeal in here. Yeah, that's daddy's bread too. You know y'all don't like this stuff. I don't want you to be close on that. This is a lot of process. Put that bread in there. So I can simple. Now, let's get to the scripture I want to share with this really quick. I want to share y'all something. Okay, all praises. All right, verse 8 of Genesis 30. Verse 8 of Genesis 30. And Rachel said, with great wrestlings have I wrestled with my sister, and I have prevailed. And she called his name Naphtali. As I saw this, I was thinking Naphtali, or I don't know, trying to find different ways to say it. I didn't really want to, I don't like to really say things in the English way, but anywho. When Leah saw that she had left barren, she took Zilpah, her maid, and gave her, and Jacob gave her to wife. Okay. And she bare a son, and then Leah said, a troop cometh, and she called his name Gad. So after you get wrestling and overcoming, then you're talking about a troop cometh. I want you to see these names in the order they're going, okay? And Zilpah, Leah's maid, bare Jacob a second son. Leah said, happy am I, for the daughters will call me blessed, as she called his name Asher. So after the wrestling, the overcoming and prevailing, comes a troop. Then comes blessings, because I am fruitful. This is like the future story of Jerusalem when she was trodden down. This is prophetic. These names are prophetic to our history. Our history is in these names. But when I saw Naphtali's name, I got stuck. Guess what? Even when Jacob was in the womb, he had to wrestle. So let's let you know from the time you was born to fight. Whatever the reason you got to fight, you got to fight. You can't, you're not going to be able to get out of this. When he say the battle's not yours, it's the Most High's. The battle's not yours. But our weapons are made for war. If the battle was supposed to be completely just for the Most High, he wouldn't have given us stuff like put on the whole armor. People who don't go to war don't need armor. Notice she said named Asher. I was thinking about Ahaya. I was wondering if it would be pronounced the same. Ahaya, Asher, Ahaya, or Ahaya. Maybe the tribe's name is different. I don't know. But I found that quite interesting because it says here, Leah said, happy am I. Or happy I am. Blessed for the daughters will call me blessed. She called his name Asher. It's like the mindset of no longer barren. Isaiah 56. That's what that's what the bride is needing. You want to know where all this came from? I woke up this rising, and the clips came to my mind. I think could have been a movie I saw, whatever. But I just remember hearing that scripture that Most High said in the Word that Mashiach, when he was dying, he was leaving here, he said, "Don't cry for me, but cry for your sons." And I wonder why nobody never really mentioned why he's saying for the women to cry for their sons, because it was those women's sons who was going to be the ones shot in the street, hung on the tree, giving guilty pleas and things like that. But I think Isaiah 56 says something of such a single barren. If a person's happy, they're like rejoicing. Why? Because a woman giving forth life was like the clout. It was like the booty for the day. Unfortunately, today women want talk about, well, not women, but majority of the foolish ones talk about butts and Botox and all that stuff. Back then, if you were a kept woman with children, you were a word, like you were something to talk about. So remember, this whole battle was about what? Being fruitful. It's not an evil like eye for an eye. Their battle, even the Most High hearkened to, because one would pray for this, and with Leah, he heard Leah's request every time with Leah, seeing what Leah was going through. Every time when everything was against Leah. Not to say, oh, Joseph was a downright probably wicked man, sir. If a man's not physically feeling a woman, y'all know what it is. It's like the day when you see him saying, I'm just come through, drop something off for the kids, whatever, I don't really want to talk to you. That's how all our brothers be. I don't want to do her. I just want to see my kid. No, you ain't going to see the kid. We can see all on the daggone case of court with the paternity thing. It's ridiculous. Or is it Isaiah 54? Sing, O barren, that thou didst not bear. Break forth into singing and cry loud that thou didst not travail with child. Boom. It's like telling you a woman that's barren is in mourning. Rachel was in a mourning state. But when Naphtali came, when she had forth Naphtali, that was like her saying, I have wrestled, I have prevailed. That's what we need to say as a family. We wrestled with y'all long enough. It's time to prevail against them. It wasn't evil when we was in the womb. It wasn't evil when we was fighting back in the times of the past. And time. It doesn't automatically become wicked because of society or doctrine told us it was wicked to fight. Everything in life is about war, even in the animal kingdom. Nothing comes by peace. Peacemakers are people who are able to, it's the way you move. We ain't out here going out our way shooting up mass people and all this on the third. They doing it to us. So listen, that's what I feel like that could keep us on a mutual way, on one mind. If the ones who feel like stay home, salute the ones that go. Don't, you mean, if I will put a word on you, put a word on you. For those who want to not go, stay home, like those who want to go, respect those who choose to stay home. It could be their very prayers that's helping us, that's on to be boots on the ground, or those who want to be boots on the ground. What's going on in this chat? That's right. We have to. Yeah, he just had a song for the whole ritual with his devil self. Praying commune. Yup. Yes, riots. Yup. They know how long it's been. Filthy heathens keep record of all their evil. Yeah, exactly. He's talking about the National Guard assistance. Mm-hmm. They be talking about somebody with another uniform assistance. Where it comes to as you're talking, so catch up as a look. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't normally like to do that neither. I don't like watching somebody do that either. So I apologize, but I be going in. There you go, sis. Yep, I had to jump in. Okay, more savior. Exactly, sis. Trump ready to pass things in order to stop Facebook, Google, Twitter from criticizing him in videos or articles. And it's not going to be just him. It's going to be his views or anything he stands for or any bills or anything he implements. If you speak out anything, it's going to be called like the Trump order or the Trump this, or what is it called? Hate crime. Anybody speak out against you, my king speaks against you. I'm going to read the Bible. The scripture speaks against you. But it is what it is, Trump. Do everything you can because the time is definitely flying. For thou shalt break forth on the right. Okay. Enlarge the place of thy tent and let them stretch forth the curtains of thine habitation. Spare not. Lengthen thy cords and strengthen thy stakes. Talking about being fruitful, singing, rejoicing, and making way to receive a blessing. Don't spare. Don't think that you're not worthy of that or you're not deserving of that. Don't think this is all you can ever see and expect in life. Don't, my people, he's saying, don't just see what you see now and base that on that's all it's on ever be. You got to know he's better than that. The very same creator that made the sun to rise and the moon to shine, oceans to stop at the point they are. If he exposes us to this, we got to account and give him a lot more credit that there's got to be a way. There's more to this. We've heard the journey and read about the journey of what our Mashiach went through. And look where he's at. We can't really look, but we know he's not on the earth. He's reigning. Can
you make some toast?
Make some toast. How about y'all eat something that was left there from dinner yesterday? No, it's not. No, it's not. Fear, okay, for thou shalt break forth on the right hand and on the left, and thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles and make the desolate cities to be inhabited. Fear not, for thou shalt not be ashamed, neither be thou confounded, for thou shalt not be put to shame. For thou shalt forget the shame of thy youth, and shalt not remember the reproach of the widowhood anymore. For thy maker is thy husband. And let me tell you something. As I was reading the journey with the names, all the names with Leah were based on how me and my husband, I want to give. Leah was a giver. Leah was given of herself, although she knew she was not fully adored. She kept thinking with each child, maybe this will make them work. This will make things work. That was hope, even in that situation. So even in that, you can see, look at the foremothers of our nation and look at their mindset. Okay. To the point where Leah said, where is it at? Because I want to share something. Genesis 29. Something really interesting. Let me look at the comment. Trump ready to pet. Yeah. Shalom, Sister Jasmine. Genesis 29. I know it's a lot going on right now. I know y'all say, I know. Trust me. I'm having to take a moment because I'll be the type of person, I'll be upset. I'll be looking at it all day, all night. Okay, Deuteronomy. No, I didn't say Deuteronomy. It's Genesis 29. She said Deuteronomy. Genesis 29. I'm looking at it talking about you would turn away. I'm like, what? Genesis 29. Just wanted to show y'all, whenever time Leah named the children, the men, it was all based upon her hopes in getting close to Jacob. She said that my husband and I will be on, like with Levi, she said that now my husband and I will dwell in twine, or we'll be on one together safely. Like my husband have her, she goes, with Simeon, he have heard that I was hated. With Reuben, see my affliction. So it was like with the first two children, with Reuben and Simeon, and even Levi, she was having hopes. Like at this point, she got to Jacob, to Judah. She said, "I'm gonna praise the Most High. Like I'm not worrying about you no more." It's like us as a people. We gonna protest. We gonna vote. We gonna march. We gonna do all this stuff to the point where we get to a point where we say we gonna do something else. We gonna seek the Most High and pray, like Judah. That's why it say it start when it says the awakening start with Judah. It starts with our praise and acknowledgement of the Father of who we are. Not defending somebody because we just simply black. Is that where our confidence really lies in? Our confidence in who we are stem in something more deeper than that. You see? Let me see if I can find some okay, and Leah conceived, I'll start at verse 32. And bare a son, and she called his name Reuben, for she said, surely Ahiah looked upon my affliction. Now, therefore, my husband will love me. She see there? Now he will love me. She conceived again and bare a son, and said, because Ahiah had heard I was hated, he had therefore given me this son also. And she's saying, okay, well, I gave the first child, but he didn't love me. He ended up hating me. So maybe give me another baby to think he'll love me. And I will say that he that therefore given me this son also, and she called his name Simeon. And she conceived again and bare a son, and said, now this time will my husband be joined unto me, because I have borne him 3 sons. Therefore was his name called Levi. Like being joined unto the Most High. So not only do we see, it's so many ways you can see this family. Wow. One way could be seeing the father's cry to his people from the perspective as a husband, because he was never the husband that left us. So the cries that Leah gave, Most High, bear witness with those cries. Because the Father has also been telling us, hey, I hear you calling all the names, but call my name. Like he has heard her, cry. Looking upon our afflictions. He sees upon our afflictions, but you didn't know those afflictions were due to you disobeying me. Yes, we still are going to cry. It still hurt. That beating hurt, don't it? But then she conceived this again a son and named and said, okay, so with Reuben and Simeon, it's seeing affliction, hearing my cry, or understanding my request. I just wanted him to love me. He didn't love me. He hated me. Okay, because if I was like, I want you to love me. You didn't receive me. Okay, you hate me. You reject me. You resist me. Okay. So the Father feels the same way as a lot of our sisters who could be going through the same things as we speak. And she conceived again and bare a son. And now this is verse 34. Now this time will my husband be joined unto me, because I have borne him 3 sons. Therefore was his name called Levi. It's like faith that goes against what is the obvious? It's like her son, Leah's faith. I was like, she could have been the kind of woman that really gave him just said, okay, whatever. Like, I'm independent. Throw your hands up at me type mindset. But Leah began to think, I'm gonna just keep trying. From what we have to read. And she conceived again and bare. Okay, I read that. Verse 35. And she conceived again and bare a son. And she said, now will I praise Ahiah. Therefore she called his name Judah and left bearing. And that means I'm done. I'm done like giving you children. And I'm at this point where I see you ain't never changed. So I'm going to praise the Most High. When it seems like you can't do nothing else, what you going to do? Praise the Most High. And when Rachel saw that she bare no children, Genesis 30, verse 1. And when Rachel saw that she bare Jacob no children, Rachel envied her sister and said unto her, give me children or else I die. And Jacob's anger was kindled against Rachel. And he said, am I an Ishmael's seed who have withheld from thee the fruit of the womb? And she said, behold, my maid Bilhah, going unto her, and she shall bear upon my knees. So this is 4 different women that the nations came forth from. That's giving you a possibility that 4 different, Jacob lay with 4 different women. All their fathers were Laban, so they ain't different breeds of different looking nationality people. We would have to go back into Laban's family line history to know, about his daughters. But the point that we know that I thought I would believe that Laban was related to us. It was in the family line. All right. So Genesis chapter 30. And when Rachel saw that she bare Jacob no children, Rachel, okay, I read that. Rachel envied her sister and said unto Jacob, give me children or else I die. Yep, I read that. Jacob said, yeah. And that's okay, verse 4. And she gave him Bilhah her handmaid to wife. And Jacob went in unto her. Wow. That says something right there when it says he gave him it said to wife. It's like you jealous of your sister, but you're not jealous that this one right here that you just gave him could possibly do what your sister's doing. So was it really envious of her sister, or was it envious for, they was like having a warfare, like who could bring forth the most, who could be the ace female? That's really what it was. But I'm trying to get to something here, family. Hold on, bear with me now. And she said, behold, okay. And Bilhah conceived and bare a son. And Rachel said, Ishmael have judged me and hath also heard my voice and have given me a son. Therefore called she his name Dan. I'm not trying to be funny, but as I'm reading this, I can see Mari right here. I can see the foolishness that ain't really been new with our people. Because she's saying now he has heard my voice. It was like not only were the sisters going back and forth at each other, but they were like saying, well, Most High talked to me last night. He told me that I should have a child and this and the third. And blah, 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 It just seemed like that's what it seemed like. Because she goes, the Most High has also heard my call, And when Leah saw that she had left bearing until Zilpah and made her, okay, so we get Dan. Because I wrote a chart down. I wanted to write like Rachel one side and Leah. But I don't think I got to that point because I was trying to write down the one part. But I'm going to do that because I know in the last days, Dan's not mentioned. So for the first child to come forth out of Rachel telling Jacob to lay with her concubine was something like on some Sarah type stuff. Telling Abraham to get with Hagar. See, it's the sign. See, I can even get within a situation with a female and show brothers how we would do certain things and it wasn't approved, and it'd be written and stuff like that, people would think, oh, that's law, that's cool. But they're not seeing that Abba was making this an example, really. So although they came out with bullets and would shoot people with plastic bullets, they want y'all to think, they want other people to be encouraged to think they ain't even gonna do nothing. Now they out there playing, shooting plastic bullets. They're trying to set the stage so other people can think, let's go out here and act the fool. No, that's not the moment to act. The moment to act is when the heat of the matter is going on, when it seemed to be calm. The time to riot is when the cop is actually in the midst of killing. That's the time to riot. It is not the time to riot when a person's already dead and their voice and your voice ain't gonna do their deaf or dead ears no good. No. One thing, it's like this. There's a negative and positive, right? No, I don't particularly agree. That's how we fight. But guess what? I ain't going to be mad at him for doing it either, because guess what? It gets to become, it brings awareness to those who are willing to do that. So that could be a tactic of war that, hey, I don't agree with that tactic. You agree with that tactic? Hey, that's your portion of doing your part. Let the Most High be a judge between us. I pray your safety for you. We as people ain't all gonna always agree. That shouldn't bring forth division between us, to the point divisions start being lesson points and stuff. Because when I was watching that video with the mayor and he said we're going to be looking for resources, they're not going to argue their policies when the resource shows up to take over. You called us here, we're coming to do what you asked us to do. Those ones in that prior position is going to step down. I mean, in that present position, going to step down and let them do their thing. So respect to the brothers and sisters who are willing to protest peacefully. Those that want to be irate, you missed the whole point. And majority of the ones that want to destroy buildings and stuff like that, you guys are really a problem. A problem. And most likely those are the ones who are not woke. Because you'll realize I'm not going to damage a store in my neighborhood when the racist cop that had his knee on the brother has the luxury to go on down here, get him a nice little whatever he wants. Throwing things at the cops' cars. First of all, I don't care about no cops whatsoever. But the damage to the property of the police officer and all that stuff, when that stuff gets to come out through your funding and budget cuts. See, when the mayor gets the money and all this kind of stuff, and y'all talking about y'all want new stores, all this stuff, he's gonna say, well, now the crooked cops can say, well, we had to get a certain percentage of that cut because all the damage the people did, and now our cars are without stuff, and we need not only COVID-19 gear, but we need to catch up. Silly clowns. And if we look at the brother George Floyd's video, he had a video where he was talking to the people. He was talking in the video about if he was to see them kind of people today, he would have been shaking his head because he said, young people today, man, they're busting. He said in his very video, he was basically showing us how when he leave here, which he didn't know, how he would want somebody to fight. You bust a gun, he said, at your brothers and sisters, but you won't fight the enemy. That's what we need to be remembering George Floyd by, not the little image that these white medias act like it's so hard to watch, but they just play the whole thing. Like you don't hear no expressions in the background. It's very hard to watch. Nah. Some of y'all liking this mess. Yes, beloved. Go ahead.
Mom.
It's very hard to watch, but they watching it, and you're hearing crickets in the background. No. Oh my! Wow. I mean, some people will do it, but I feel some of them are enjoying this. I saw a link on Facebook or something somebody was saying, because I had to go back to Facebook to get some politics, because there's some things I'm getting on YouTube, which is the only social media platform I'm on right now. I'm getting no notifications from people. And when people are live, when I was around to have seen it, I am getting it after it's already done. So I can't be a part. We're doing this kind of stuff to be on purpose. But there is a poem my brother wrote, what he did. It's called Hands Up, Don't Shoot. And I just wanted to play that really. I ain't gonna play it. I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and so I got paid. Now he's verifying. Excuse me. But I was just looking at those names. And when you think about Naphtali, you talk about, it said, I have wrestled 32, what was it, 8? And yes, 30, Genesis 30, verse 8. And Rachel said, with great wrestlings have I wrestled with my sister, and I have prevailed. And she called his name Naphtali. Let me tell you something. We've been wrestled and entangled with everything else possibly that you can imagine. We ain't really wrestled ourselves with this devil that we face that is an ancient enemy that's waving his hand, telling me, ooh, I beat you up and I'm still not going to pay you back. If you're wrestling within yourself with the Most High on where you might stand where it comes on how to take defense for your people and how to take proper precautions, ask Abba to show you within your own way how you can. But I know what I use one example for. Right, Abraham was a righteous man. And when they kidnapped Abraham and his family, Abraham did what he had to do. Okay. And so we got to get to this point. You don't got to be going out your way to go to a city and drive here and go there. Just make sure when it's it's on your front yard or you're out by and by, you see this nonsense. You make the people that want to record, you make their day. Make that camera worth it. Because they sure are in their backgrounds, all the wicked ones who like to see us die, they're enjoying this. We need to ruin their fun. Crash the party. Think about it. With great wrestlers, have I wrestled? You can't just we're not wrestling with Esau no more like we used to no more. This is a great wrestle. When you call great tribulation, we in great tribulation. Well, we ain't gonna just be in tribulation. No woman stays in tribulation. She comes out. That baby comes out. We're gonna come out. We just got to get this umbilical cord from around our necks. I'm getting frustrated by the moment, but yeah. Notice now when police officers are being dispatched now, the ambulance are not even there. It used to be once upon a time when the ambulance and fire company would come and the ambulance would be shortly after in case anybody was harmed. Now let's pay attention. If ever something happens in their Caucasian community, look and see how quick them ambulances get there. You already know what time it is. Them ambulances gonna get there. And when they was punching the sister in the face, slinging her around like that, these characters is funny because the KKK and the cops can stand at that guy's door. You can fire them all you want to, but they can't hide forever. They can't hide forever. Somebody who's, I'm telling you, can't hide forever. So, it was a mixed multitude of people involved in the riot. It was a mixed multitude. It was. And guess what? That's another reason why they didn't do a lot of shooting. That riot was in a non-Israelite neighborhood. Wow, a non-Israelite neighborhood. Because I seen, like, I ain't trying to be funny, but I seen some Caucasian people jumping out the Target's windows. They was stealing stuff out the Target. I'm talking about blankets. They was turning up. Which go to show you they misbehaving not for nothing about nobody's our brother of George. They was doing this all for the sake of this because the way George and his employer spoke about him, guess what? He spoke of him like he was a good person. Now, as soon as I said employer, something halt my spirit there. Mind you, the brother was just trying to come down there to get his life together. If he worked at that restaurant as like or as a security, he could have been getting paid under the table. Who's to say that restaurant owner wasn't giving that brother bad money? I don't want to make speculations. That wouldn't be right. But don't make me look into that and find out some tea. That's what happened. That man had counterfeit money. But he was sitting in his car when they actually came and pulled him out the car, like as if to say, maybe where is the clerk that worked at the store? Where's her story at of all this whole incident? Other than them telling us he had a bad check or something. And his girlfriend said he was a good person. And said, where was you at? What happened, sweetheart? Like, what's going on? Like, the stories are becoming more detailed, but more traumatic. Oh, I'm getting a hard something here. After I mentioned that employer. Because I'm thinking, if this guy came forth and said, I'm really upset, the guy who had like a restaurant or a club or something like that, it could be a bar club or something like that. He said he worked for me, was a good security guard. Yes.
Dad, you in bed and I have nowhere to sleep. Lay down.
He's in your bed up there?
Yeah.
All right, come downstairs in Tinky's room then. So I'm locked. Don't distract me no more. Please, sweetheart. You can lay in, and there's so many beds in here. But don't be like that. That riot was in the right neighborhood. Because remember, son, he needs it sometime for his back. All right. Yeah, but the world only see you doing the right. Exactly. That right. Notice for our camera screen, like for Americans' views, we're seeing majority of the Caucasians, so that if there's anybody black planning on to raise up against them in this whole scene, that's also meant to tame you in your frustration. Like the celebrities coming out talking about they're signing something for him to be getting charged with murder. Like they want to keep flagging Tom Brady's name. Like we're supposed to really be pressed about Tom Brady. Like his name is supposed to be the name of all names, whereby all men can be saved. But then, and probably in other places of the world, they're seeing the view of the camera that just makes us look like there goes the black folk again acting a fool. But even whatever view they show them, it ain't gonna be no view to show that, because every time I've seen a lot more Caucasians than I see anything else. And that's the reason for those plastic bullets. And I said to myself, gee, we got a quick call for the McMichaels to possibly be getting prosecuted next Thursday, which is very, very fast. And then we got them shooting the people with plastic bullets. Where was these plastic bullets at with everybody else y'all shot? With all our children and people? Where was them plastic bullets at then? Listen, tell your family we don't need to do no riot. We don't need to jump in the streets no more. Put ourselves in the middle of their target. Put ourselves in their plan that they set up for us. We're not taking the cheese that's tied to the trap. We're going to sit right here till you bring us the cheese. You want some stand your ground? I'm going to stand my ground, make my day, and I'm going to definitely tread all over you serpents. Sure indeed will. So, just wanted to share with y'all, when you get to like the names of the tribes. Until I did Rachel with Natalie, Gad, a troop cometh in Asher, happy the daughters also call me blessed. Issachar. That's the one I forgot. Issachar. Okay. Let me see. Okay. All right, here we go. Check this out. This is what I find is very interesting too about Issachar tribe. And Leah said, Ishahim have given me my hire because I have given my maiden to my husband. And she called his name Issachar. So she's saying because she has given a life, the Most High has given her a life. or higher. It's like when you say the Most High is giving you my higher, Leah is basically saying, I'm gonna praise the Most High, and everything comes from the Most. Leah's basically letting it be known she recognized that Jacob ain't gotta love me, but my father will keep me. She understood the father was the keeper. So that's why she said, my higher, my dowries, and everything comes from the Most High. These are silent things, not just about our as a nation, but you can see for the woman right here, even in the midst of the foundation of our nation coming together, when Jacob was actually like, producing his nation through his, offspring, the first month was without respect. It's like in this day, a lot of our men want to fight against these people treating us certain kind of ways, and people speak up with it, but y'all ain't really fighting for our sisters. Like, how many of you brothers ran out there into the prayer perimeter like, listen, stop killing our kids. Like, we gonna help y'all. We love y'all. Come home. We'll take it. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Breaks my heart. Because she said, Leah, and so, and Jacob came out of the field, verse 16, in the evening of Genesis 30. And Leah went out to meet him and said, thou must come in unto me, for surely I have heard thee with my son's mandrakes. And he lay with her that night. So she made a deal. She let him know what the deal was. And he, you know what I mean? What y'all see right here, Rachel and Leah is actually really calling the shots. Jacob, just let you know, Leah gave me the night. So just want you to be informed. No, Rachel probably like, Leah probably, yeah, Rachel had to forfeit the night tonight because she wants my son's son. So, yeah. You thought you was going to go see old Rach tonight. Come on over, honey. That's probably what it was like. This kind of stuff is what I'm reading, too. I'm just keeping it a bean. And Ishmael hearkened unto Leah, and she conceived and bare him the fifth son. And Leah said, Ishmael have given me my hire, because I have given my maiden to my husband. And she called his name Issachar. And Leah conceived again and bare Jacob the sixth son. And Leah said, Ishmael have endued me with a good dowry. Now will my husband dwell with me, because I have borne him 6 sons. And she called his name Zebulon. So she's saying, now will he dwell with me. At this point, he ain't getting away from me. When she's saying dwell with me, she's like saying, now he ain't gonna leave me. The same stuff we as a women do to, no. But majority of, what's the main ones who are people known for having a baby to a man he don't want to leave? That ain't no main one. I can't put that on us, because I think that's a mindset of a particular woman particularly. I don't think that's all women or women of color. But back in our days, that's what we aspired, because that was a righteous thing. That was a thing that we wanted. Like, that was, honorable. And it still is. It should still be. Right now, in these times, we got demons trying to, sacrifice babies. And that's why I feel like my husband and I was like, year before things went down, we were trying to conceive. And I think that kind of made him go into depression as well. We were trying to conceive again, and just wasn't happening. I felt like I always knew within these last days that if it was I was will, he would close the wound of us in certain particular situations. If we, like, knowing that we might have to go through certain things ahead, he wouldn't put too much on us than we can bear. If we may have to end up around here, do this and the third, for some, being pregnant this time may not be good. So, not to say we ain't gonna try again, but okay. Because I love babies. I love booms. I was trying to read something. Okay, we got Zebulon. Okay, verse 21. And afterwards she bare a daughter and called her name Dinah. Okay, so Zebulon, Dinah. Now, mind you, these are all the children that Leah alone gave. You got Leah bears children. Rachel, okay, eventually down the road. Bila, and Zelpa. Okay, 4 women. Okay. And this was the establishing of. This was like the birth of our nation when this was happening. These beautiful women brought forth the lives of men who would bring forth us on this earth. And when you look at the names of the tribes, it just tells you a story. She basically saying, I got 6 rings. Like she basically talking like she the Steelers on something. Basically 6 rings, 6 children, and I know he gonna drill with me. I know I ain't going nowhere. She's like, you can have yours. She was basically like, you can have as many children you want, Rachel, but I got this many. There's a battle and a war going on with the two brothers. And the other nations like, oh, we got to be involved with this. Well, yeah, y'all involved this because y'all got on our brother's side. Ain't nobody tell y'all to join the fight. So when our brother go down, y'all got to go down with him. Well, I'm about to go off of here really quick so I can have some, wonderful time with my beloved family and things of that such. There goes my extra paper. But if you brothers haven't checked out, or even sisters, check out on the Shannon and Skip their input on our brother Gregory Floyd, and just really look at the face of Skip. What you got as people, we got to be able to do is know the different faces of those. How it's hard for them to say things as true or acknowledge things. Learn how they squirm out stuff. Just like learn that face, so you're not going to be convinced. And if any time a person talk about, you watch the channel, somebody talk about voting, say, why we talking about voting when our lives don't, excuse me, I'm going to bite my lip off, when our lives don't matter. And what we voting for ain't going to be for us anyway. So why even put your ballot in? You know what I'm saying, family? It's really just like that, quite simple. Let me play the video clip again. Well, that's where we was at. Didn't want to go off without mentioning this. When he say Senate for resources.
We needed it before this killing took place. It's all the more essential after.
Hear that? We needed it more before this killing took place. We need it now, all the essential while this is going on now. We need it more now. Who is the we you speaking for? There's 2 different we's up in here. He's fired, but they're not charged. So what are they doing? Buying time. The world ought to be grateful, and this earth ought to be grateful I was born a female. They really ought to be grateful. They really be very grateful because I'm telling you, kind of mind the Father gave me. These devils would not. I'm afraid. Like the one brother NBA star Steven Jackson, former Steven Jackson said, they ain't gonna know what time it is till somebody come to the show up at their door. But guess what? I'm not gonna lie. Even with the story of Abigail and David Nabal, how Abigail went before to spare her household being slaughtered, and David said, "Oh, I ain't gonna kill him. I'm gonna spare." And Mosai took care of him. Next thing you know, Nabal is dead. 10 days later. So it's those petitions, righteous prayers that go before the Father that's gonna have Him vindicate us in this earth. Because whatever that's provoking to get us to the next point, hey, get it going. Because once they think they're going to bundle us up like they're going to get us going somewhere, that's when I keep seeing in my mind, my spirit, it's like the Most High is going to make a pillar of fire come out of nowhere. Like He's going to consume them. Like when they think they're going to have us on a train somewhere or ambush us or bomb or whatever the case may be. And remember, you can only kill the body. You can't kill the soul and the spirit. I'll be the one spirit coming back messing with they daggone satellites readings and all that stuff. I'll be the one on there talking about, and doing all this. Indeed, I will. Distracted in any means possible. But just like my brother was saying, Selah, we got to be ready for, just be always ready within yourself with the Most High. So when it go down, you ain't got to worry about something. Because what nature is afraid of death? The nature of flesh. Flesh is the only one that fears death. Because flesh doesn't want to die. But the spirit says, this ain't the end. It's like the spirit, like an eagle, mounts off the ground and just goes up. Fear be like on the head of flesh, like, shut up. I'm all the way up here. I can't think lowly no more. Don't insult my father the way you think. You have to have a soldier mindset. I don't know if anybody thought of the idea of doing, like I said, writing things down, recording stuff, getting cameras for your home and based off your Wi-Fi. And I'm seeing too that these little ads, check them out. I ain't gonna overlook them. There's solar panel, wireless routers or Wi-Fi, built-in Wi-Fi or something like that. But I would wonder what kind of requirements of the 5 or 4G, 5G it is. Because if it's 5G, I don't want them to do with it. But yeah, just family, know that your faith is the only thing that's going to get us through this. But faith that's got to be tried. You got to be able to let the Father show you that you can go through the fire, you can make it through the rain. Like, let Abba show you what you're capable of. Because don't underestimate me. This little old 5'2" little girl, if y'all saw my life and was a fly on my shoulder, y'all would be like, woo. Okay? Because I don't give a John Brown how big you is or no, none of that. You ain't going to hurt none of my people. From like I did with that bouncer at the club. Had my sister curled up on the wall. I would put the spirit on me to take a shank joint from a dude that was supposed to walk me home that night. Take from him and go through the crowd real smoothly. That's why I know I'm ready for the last days. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. I'm ready. Like, is it crazy if I say that I look forward to this kind of stuff? Not the murder, but I look forward to the days that things can really hit the fan so that I can really get all this stuff out. Oh, I look forward to seeing victory be fought for and won. And not having to hear, the cries of our people no more. I look forward to that. I know this stuff ain't in me for no reason. I know the most I didn't put all this emotion in me or like this, I don't know what you want to call it. Energy or passion, zeal for no reason. I know he didn't do it for no reason. And I know I didn't get dreams in my past of times in the last days for no reason. So I put those things together and I say, well, like I said earlier, my faith, I believe where I'm at with the faith I have. I say, I want to challenge you to see if you can use this little old me, this one person, to tear this city up for you, or this little area I'm at. I gotta find how many people in the place I'm living at, but stuff like that, because you come to find out that place where our brother Ahmaud was shot was actually a sundown town. Sundowny town. Y'all need to look that up. Sundown towns. So when they start having things provoking sundown towns, they think you come on down there and you be right. Sundown town is basically when the sun go down, the devils come out. Yeah, that kind of crazy stuff. And you know what I'll do with their yeehaws and yeehays? I'll say a prayer for them. I'm going to say a good old-fashioned prayer for them, and definitely been applying Psalms 109 all up to the bosom of the good old-fashioned Lindsay and all the likings like her, making sure that we keep petitioning before the Father of those who think it's a game out here. With this new agenda, these agendas they're coming up with, you're going to have a fight here, a fight there, a fight here, a fight there, so we can be scattered and just go into complete distress. The army of the Most High is many. Like the army of the Most High is strong. If you feel that you're a part of that army, I feel that you should be that soldier. But what I feel don't matter. But it's just best to be that soldier that shows the Most High that you're going to do everything you possibly can within your own building on this earth to make sure that there's nothing you can leave on the court, like when Kobe left here. Like don't make sure there ain't nothing, because no, you ain't gonna you don't get a replay. You don't get to do it again once you failed the first time. And so I'm grateful to the Father because He's given us another day. Grateful to the Father, He's still keeping us. I always say I'm grateful to the Father. I know you never say that. I'm always saying I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm very grateful that I'm able to sit here in sanity and not let impulse and things like that take me to catch me a flight on down somewhere, or not a flight, but catch me away on down somewhere. I thank the Father for self-control. I thank the Father for peace. I thank the Father that I'm not going off my handles and just going off at the nearest Caucasian. I thank the Father for those things, because those type of things keep us. Like, you got to thank Him for that. When you say, Abba, you mean to tell me I have not killed? Oh my goodness, Abba. There goes self-control and temperance. Patience, waiting on Abba for the clearance on how to handle things, even when it's coming at you. Say, Father, give me my quiet in this moment. Help me how to think. Show me what to do. Because I don't want to get in my own self for a minute. I might fool around and accidentally turn my head, and little Becky done fell off the daggone thing. But yeah, warrior spirit indeed. We need to have a warrior spirit, but not just a warrior spirit for rage, a warrior spirit because we understand that we are before a king who, in order for his peace, the chaos that's occurring has gotten to get so bad, everybody in the world gonna be looking for this Mashiach. Matthew 24 told you. I tell everybody, like, well, vengeance is, well, I'll explain to me nation against nation then. Well, if you in that nation, the prophecy on the earth, then where do you fall in that nation against nation? Are you amongst that nation that's got a battle on and you just ain't doing nothing? What if the Most High told you was a slothful servant for doing it? Then what? Folk really think getting to the kingdom is easy? How do we see how the cutting could be slim and the slims could be cutting? I know I can see it, because I'm going to tell you right now, family. We don't need to be going into this life that we're living every day thinking that we're obligated to chances. That's like a white supremacist to the Most High. Like, don't give me this. I'm going to hold the bar to get it right, or make my mind or whatever. So just pick and choose today whom you're going to serve with the wholeness of your heart, so that whenever that day that you have to meet that appointment of death, you're right when your appointment comes. Because we all going to see it. And I want to ask a lot of people that say, we can't go in our own might. Or what do you perceive our own might is? Because standing there is no might at all. So are you saying to us that we should like lay down? And what they're simply really saying, a lot of them, I know, you're simply saying this, let us wait to the Most High. But I'm just only specifically what weight do we do and what things do we not wait on. I know what we don't do is we don't go up our way and form up a military and go after them. That's what is being perceived as the people that we don't stand a chance to do. But if we could come together in righteousness, that righteousness will give us the authority. Could be 2s or 3s. The Most High dealt with thousands, dealing with 300 when we're talking about Gideon. So that story alone tells me it ain't never in the amount, but it's actually in the it's in the hand of the Most High, those who have faith in Him. So if righteous people on one accord come together and say, we're fed up, Most High, you think the Most High not going to be with them? Oh, Most High going to be with them. You better believe it. Most High going to be with them. For whatever brothers, guess what? And if they die, is that supposed to tell the other ones behind them, it's not worth fighting for? Because guess what? Most High made vengeance, his spirits for his vengeance. There's some people on this earth who was just simply made to just want to tear up something. That's all. For the sake of the Father. I'll tell you right here, I stand right now is, no, I'm not going my way to go fight you. But you come on and try me. If you scratch my bike and I'm going to scratch your bike, make my day. And I promise you, from all the might that the Most High give me, Abba, there might be a new addition to the scriptures. I'm not really stuck. And there was a woman, she had said enough. You know, it's like when the woman was choking the dog up, so many people stood up for that dog. Even the association, like the people, like they have little clubs. Like if you got a Cocker Spaniel or something, they'll have a Cocker Spaniel club. Or if you have a poodle, it's the poodle club. So the club of that dog, people, the club of that dog, the people of that club, club, fought hard and found it necessary to step up to get the dog taken from her. Or she's basically threatened that she need to give the dog away, where she, surrendered the dog over. But with the brother, they treated him like he was a dog, kept him confounded like a dog. So her dog, not being on a leash, she wanted to try to get this brother killed because he asked her to put her dog on a leash. But they treating us like dogs. They got off the leash. Miss Amy, aka Cooper. Miss Amy, Karen Cooper. Cooper. These people, family, like I told y'all, her last name being Cooper, his last name being Cooper, that wasn't coincidental. I'm gonna do some more doing extra with this I'm gonna finish up the names and just bring out the story that I guess I was leading me on. I know I was gonna be leading me on something with that, with the names, and then we're gonna do some Psalms 119 some more. We ain't got no Psalms 119 too. Oh, Father, I'm like looking down the road and I'm like, seriously, I need you, Abba, to help me keep my mind on you. That's a prayer that's not crazy. Say, Father, can you help me look at you? Help me keep my mind on you with all this stuff going on. Because I'm over here, I'm hearing a sheep crying, and it's like, it's hard, Abba. And folks saying, that's the 2/3, that's the 2/3. And how could anyone be so sufficiently sure to make that judgment on somebody else, like as though they can't have an opportunity to wake up and then one day be in the position you in, and you can't end up being where they're at? Like, folk be throwing that thing around like, the 2/3 is. I'm like, what make you to be the You was on that side of the fence. Forgetting what manner of man you was. But I ain't gonna keep running on because I'm sitting here reading notes about Rihanna, and I'm like, we got another sister that's been punched in the face. Like, has there been anything new come up about that? Just punching the sister in the face, like.
Don't touch her. Don't fucking touch her. Don't touch her.
One thing I can say, the other person had a phone in his hand, he was the only one that was able to be in the crossfire, though. 1, 2, 3. He punched like a chump, too. Look at how dumb he punched. Oh, but I'm telling you. I would love to hop into your body that time and just be in a situation where I can help their body move. Punch like this. Ooh, my bad. Oh, that's my camera notification. No, baby, you don't want to see it. I just, yeah, I gotta go, beloveds. Who is this guy? I don't know. They do it to our elders, our old, our young, our women, our children, our boy, our men, everybody. But yeah, family. Get yourself some stuff now. If you ran out, get yourself a BB gun. Even get yourself a BB gun. You can teach your children that way. You ain't got to put a real gun in the children's hand ever. Just teach your child how to aim and all this kind of stuff. Because see, suppose you wrestling with somebody, you and the person fighting, and the child happy. You even see it in movies where sometimes the child be the only one there. You be like, pull the trigger, someone. The child ain't gonna see her and think twice. You ain't expecting a little child of ours to pick up a gun and want to know how to defend you. Because I tell you one thing, going down here, Billy Hunkertown, they know. I saw a little Amish boy who looked like he was 7 years old pushing a lawnmower. I'm about done with here, family, so I gotta go. Yes, no. Yeah, I get you. Okay, no. These puppy cakes. But family, if you find any more information on it, because it seems like they're doing a better job at not letting it come out either. Like, I don't even know how. I kept looking for it. I couldn't find it.
Don't touch her. Don't fucking touch her. Don't touch her.
She had glasses too, yo. She crazy. She crazy. You shit on. Oh no, I can't get mad. I go through so many motions, man. I'll be like, run this way, run that way. No, do this and do that. But I ain't in her situation at that moment. I just be thinking like, calm down. All right, Zebby, I'm coming. Family. Whenever you have your wrestling with Jacob, it seems like everybody got to wrestle in the belly. We all in the belly of the beast, so we all got to wrestle, just like Jacob in the womb. Before they was born with their family, they wrestled. Keep that in mind. But remember, when Esau came out, who was still holding on to the heel? If Jacob was holding on to the heel, then Jacob basically let Esau know, I'm not, like Esau had the knee down. I ain't let my knee up. Jacob said, I'm not letting off you neither. I'm holding on to this daggone heel, and I'm going to drag you by that heel. Drag you like you stole something. So if Jacob had the foot of Esau when he was born, that's letting you know you got to knock the head down and get it down to the ground and then take it by the feet and drag this baby. Don't just get a cop arrested. If y'all end up fighting a cop or whatever, listen, if these words ever haunt me, oh, it is what it is. Like, if you ever have to be put in a situation where you got to do what you got to do, make sure you make that joint brutal. Make it brutal. They don't got no mercy. These people that want to like fight somebody and then walk off and run or get handcuffed. No, you fight till it's nothing. Since they wanted to make sure the ambulance didn't pull up till 8 minutes in, they made sure ambulance didn't get to our brother George Floyd in time. We want to make sure nothing get to y'all on time. And the scriptures do say we're going to take your babies by the heads and bash them. So that prophecy got to come forth. Since y'all taking our children and slaughtered them. Rituals and all this stuff. Oh, no cleanse them, none of them. I can't. Let me get on off of here. In the mighty name of Yeshua, I go in shalom with my brothers and sisters. I speak shalom to my brothers and sisters. I thank you for keeping me, Abba, because you know where I'm at this point in manner. So I thank you, Father. I tell you, I'm like, Hadassah, you live out there now. Let me tell you something. Don't worry about Hadassah. Hadassah ain't scared of not a nair. Not a nair. Hold on. What? Oh, we use the bathroom? Where Daddy at? Stand up. Stand up, Debbie. Stand up. Real red. I ain't worried about this. Oh, my goodness. You almost got it on my Yeah, throw that cup in the trash. But yeah, family, I'm back, family. Hold on. Pardon me that it took me a little while, but yeah, don't y'all be ever worrying about Hadassah. Let me tell you something. If anybody was around my way, they'd tell you, they'd be like, who, Tia? They'd be like, Tia, crazy. Well, just rest assured, Most High put me in a nice old-fashioned area because the Most High He knows where He puts that spirit on His children's. That's, I don't know how much more we need for a win. Like I told y'all, when that Caucasian pulled out his one thing, I had this joint in my hand like this. Some of y'all see this here? This thing hurt. Hear me? I had this on my hip and wherever else I need on my hip. And I'm going to let it be known. So don't y'all worry about Hadassah. Y'all fret. Hadassah, she ain't playing. Hadassah's not playing. Bullhorn in one hand, gun in the other. Make my day, devils. Straight up. Exactly, bro. I'm talking about not only was he punching her, but he's slinging her down like she's about some daggone teddy bear or something. 1, 2, 3. She hit him back though. She fighting him back still on her feet. He took her to the ground and fired her like we smoke. Let me tell you something, family. That's exactly what I would have. Oh my goodness. Babe, I need some wine. I need to get me a glass of wine.
I'm not getting it.
Babe.
What?
Father, looking at that. That kind of stuff right there, family, I'm telling you. He punched her on the ground and flipped her on the ground and got on top of her. Whenever you fight with the cops, don't ever focus on the body. Because remember, they vest is there. Focus on points. If their hands is reached out to you and you can get your hands in the middle of the center of their body, up in the throat. Go right for that throat area. Take your fingers and right in that throat. Try me, devil. Fam, I'm going to get off of here. Get in the mighty name. I'm telling you. But just go ahead outside and get my attention over the kids. And we do, like, sometimes we use the BB guns. We'll use cereal boxes for targets and certain things like that. So when it goes through, it can go into the box and collect it rather than ricocheting on people's cars like that. But yeah, I need to get on off of here and go for a nice little jog or something like that because that stuff we're seeing, family. Let that be like when you see a person like Rocky Balboa, he about to go in the gym, he about to like come back, or you having your comeback, the payback. When you see those videos, look at it and imagine yourself being there in the scene and making a difference. Like it's like to some extent you make a reality that you can't even receive the reality they're giving them, so that you can keep your sanity. Because if we're gonna keep letting them make these events, I don't even know what I'm capable to do next week. If 3 more things happen, I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all. I don't even know. If I know I get dangerous, I'm definitely gonna stay away from this joint. Love y'all so very much. The only thing that would make me dangerous would simply be me not having faith in the Mashiach. That's very dangerous. All faith in the Most High. I don't want to have. Without faith, we are dangerous. So if I ever was to be faithless, oh my gosh, that would be dangerous. Love you all so very much. Have a wonderful day. Y'all can get this video if you're having a hard time finding it. I got this video off of Fly on the Wall Media. Fly on the Wall. It ain't no spaces between there. Fly on the Wall. Okay, a lot of the views where I be seeing this one talking. I guess they call his name Jam Master. What you call? I just seen a video that's saying 3 Truths and a Lie. NFC, the Not Effing Around Coalition, brother, leader and motivational speaker. I guess his name is Karma.
If you are not familiar with
So I think somebody's talking to him or something like that. Or he, oh no, okay. So he got us sharing the screen doing something like that. Okay. Discussion. Okay, so he said 3 truths and a lie. Yeah, I did notice some stuff because he said, I am the spirit of the ancestor. I am all that stuff. But he was like, I'm the spirit of I am. I said, hold up. That's where you're going to stop. See, nobody can be the spirit of the Most High. Sometimes we can say too much and get carried away. And we can understand the person could be ignorant, but still ignorance is not, it doesn't get past in the kingdom. So I just pray for that brother that his mindset, his heart, that it don't be used in the wrong way to stir people. And I hope, I'm just praying that there's no agenda behind him, because I'm sick of it. I'm just so sick tired of the trickery to my people. It don't get no worse than this. Yes, beloved. All right, I'm coming now. All right. But yeah, y'all can see that on that channel, Fly on the Wall. Ain't no the, we make up stuff. D-A, Wall Media. Okay. And wait a minute. Is that who? No, that's not who put that video up. Hold on. Oh, that is who put that up. Okay, yeah, it says a graphic police punch woman in the face. And Ann Arbor. Yeah, family, get on over there and just remember I said, eat right and get training, because when it come to your day, want to be ready. Keep something on you. Sisters, if it's hard to keep something, get a knife, a joint. That's the strap right here. And we can't protect ourselves from bullets, but start looking up material and stuff like that. You could probably make a vest. I'm sure you can make a vest. Like, there's got to be things that you can make with like 3 layers of different kind of materials. And you know that stuff that they got with that they spray the boats. Like, I don't want to spray the boats, but it's like that rubber black stuff. It's like a paint, and it can fix a boat, it can fix a leak, all that kind of stuff. If you get a good layer of that, that's really thick. I wonder if you get some of that with some. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna figure out some things though, because our people need to have bulletproof vest on decks. Like, we need to, and head something for head protections, because these pigs. All right, love y'all, family. Shalom. This is ridiculous, man. Can't believe this. Like, punched her in the face 3 times.